Morning of April 10, 1963, the USS Thresher and her escort ship, the USS Skylark, are sitting approximately 220 miles off the coast of New England. The Thresher was first of her class, designed to go deeper, faster, and quieter than any ship before her. She had an extensive shock trial period where she had gone to test depth some 40 times prior to that morning. The ship prepared to go down, and as she prepares to go to test depth, she communicates with the Skylark and begins her dive. She goes down 100 feet at a time, checking system integrity at 100-foot intervals. 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet. At approximately 9:12 that morning, the USS Skylark receives a message from the Thresher. Experiencing minor difficulties. Have positive up angle, attempting to blow. Over the next 5 agonizing minutes, the Skylark attempts to communicate with the Thresher. At approximately 9:17, the Skylark receives an additional message from the Thresher with the words, test depth. At approximately 9:18, the USS Skylark hears what appears to be a submarine imploding. And faster than the eye can perceive and the brain can comprehend, 129 people die. The submarine is pushed beyond its collapsed deck, and twisted metal falls 8,500 feet down to the ocean floor. In the aftermath, a board of inquiry was called together, where expert witnesses, Navy personnel, shipyard personnel, and friends and family of the crew were called to provide testimony so that the board could gather facts as to the circumstances in the loss of the Thresher. The board would ultimately conclude that the most probable cause of the loss of the Thresher was due to a failure of a silver brace piping joint that led to a series of events and the ultimate loss of the ship. Out of that board of inquiry, the SUBSAFE program was born. Simply stated, the SUBSAFE program provides maximum reasonable assurance for watertight integrity of the ship, and in the event of a flooding casualty, the ship can recover. For the last 4 years, I've had the honor and privilege of being a part of the SUBSAFE program, working with incredible people that uphold these tenets and these requirements. We've had a lot of conversation about what maximum reasonable assurance really means. It's a bit of a nebulous term. Simply put, it's meeting these requirements. This is the SUBSAFE Requirements Manual, 0010, SSRM, the Orange Book. It goes by many names. At the end of the day, it's simply meeting these requirements. This is our standard. These aren't just words on a page. This is the legacy of those 129 people that lost their lives that day. A few years ago, some information was put out about the correlation between standards and culture and a significant industrial accident or tragedy. And it essentially said that immediately following a tragedy, there would be a significant uplift in standards and culture. And that uplift in standards and culture would be held for some period of time. But as time goes on, as people become desensitized, as people become complacent, as memories fade, eventually that standard would fall. And it would continue to degrade until another accident happened or another tragedy hit. And then we would see another increase in standards and culture. And that cycle would repeat over and over again. We tell this story of the loss of the Thresher every year so that we never get too far from that memory. We never get too complacent, and that we never forget. This book and these requirements are also not our target. Our target is up here, and this is the floor. This is the minimum. We must aim up here so that as we have bad days, as things don't go as planned, we never go below this standard. And we tell the story every year as we remember this anniversary to remind folks that this is the absolute minimum, that this is the legacy that was provided by those 129 folks that lost their lives that day, and that we honor them and we honor the submarine community by upholding these standards and living them in our everyday lives.